Welcome back to more MWE action here at MWE Clash. We're now about to get started with our next match that involves these two MWE gladiators. One of them coming down to the ring. He is the bodyguard of Ursula, a newcomer to the MWE roster, and the man that defeated Steve Slasher on the last MWE Clash. His name is Devlin Vile. Yes, Devlin Vile was very impressive on the last MWE Clash when he defeated Steve Slasher. Now, speaking of Steve Slasher, I think for right now he's injured a bit, so we don't know if he's going to be coming back or not. All I know is that we wish Steve Slasher a speedy recovery and hoping of all hope that he does return to MWE soon. But for now, tonight is all about Devlin Vile and his new opponent, which is a familiar face in the MWE roster. A man whom I believe Devlin Vile might have a chance against. Maybe, maybe not. The question remains, will Ursula's bodyguard be able to survive the wrath that is the king of nerds, Super Nerd? The only way to find out is to watch this very match, as Devlin Vile lets the crowd know that he is the man and he will defeat the king of nerds. The King of Nerds is here. It has been a very long time since we had last seen him, but from what I understand, he was in a tag match with former MWE superstar Nathan Slash when he went up against, I believe it was the team of Drake Elway and Gunther Huitzel Jacob. But after a well-deserved rest or whatnot, Super Nerd is ready for some MWE action here at MWE Clash. And he is most definitely set to go one-on-one against Ursula's bodyguard, Devlin Vile. Super Nerd, surveying the area as his domain. He is pumped up and ready, showing lots of intensity in his eyes. Or should I say fire in his eyes or whatnot. Devlin Vile, however, on the outside, not fazed one bit, because he knows that he's going to defeat Super Nerd. But Super Nerd in the ring right now, letting everyone know that Devlin is going down, and he's going down hard. Very, very hard. The crowd definitely liking Super Nerd. This is going to be good. And now the bell sounds. Devlin Vile already on the attack with that swinging net breaker on Super Nerd. And now he's grappling. I guess he's about to go for some sort of a finisher. Trying to go for a surfboard submission on Super Nerd, but he was able to get out of that submission attempt. Now Super Nerd putting in those punches. And another big punch for good measure. Trying to go for a kick, but gets blocked by Devlin Vile. Devlin grapples Super Nerd, which gets reversed by Super Nerd as he puts in those punches to the face of Devlin Vile. Super Nerd setting up Devlin with a suplex. Nicely executed. Trying to go for a quick elbow drop, but was countered. Another counter. Super Nerd with the shin breaker on Devlin Vile. And I guess now going after the legs again with that kick to the legs. Devlin breaks up the grapple attempt. Big boot to the face of Super Nerd. Super Nerd once again breaks up the grapple attempt, trying to go for another clothesline, but missed that one. But didn't miss the opportunity to put in that back suplex on Devlin Vile. Putting in those quick elbow drops. to Devlin. Super Nerd putting in those chops. Going for another grapple, but gets countered by Devlin Vile. Swinging DDT by Super Nerd. Goes up on top. Super Nerd waiting. Diving body press on Devlin Vile. But in the process, Super Nerd gets hurt. Trying to go for a running grapple, but missed that one. Devlin Vile putting in those punches. Irish whip reverse by Super Nerd. Super Nerd with a spine buster. Spine buster on Devlin Vile. Nicely done. A modified net breaker by Super Nerd, as he is now on the offensive on Devlin Vile, as he is in control of this very match. Abdominal stretch applied on Devlin Vile, applying pressure on the back of Ursula's bodyguard. Ooh man, nice shoulder tackle by Super Nerd. Devlin Vile is in trouble in this match. Super Nerd with a clothesline to Devlin. Picks him up, setting him up with the super kick. The Super Nerd kick. And he goes for the cover. 1, 2, and only got 2. Super Nerd was this close. Once again going for another back suplex on Devlin Vile. Super Nerd is showing no mercy to Ursula's bodyguard. But Ursula's bodyguard, Devlin, putting right to the eyes, Irish whip, front drop kick to the face. Now back in control, putting in that jumping fist drop. And I guess now Devlin is ready to end this once and for all, as he, well, now about to go for another surfboard submission, but the ref calls for the rope break because Super Nerd was close to the ropes. Super Nerd was able to catch him off guard as he works on the legs of Devlin Vile, stretching the legs out, making sure they're not usable in this match. Super Nerd grapples, but it gets countered by Devlin Vile as he puts in those punches to the face of Super Nerd. Devlin Vile with a scoop slam on Super Nerd, the king of nerds, another fist drop. And I guess he's taunting him to get back up. Putting in another leg drop. Trying to put in another fist drop, but Super Nerd's up on his feet. Puts in those chops. Trying to put in another grapple, which Super Nerd does. Power slam by Super Nerd. Devlin Vile is in trouble in this very match. Holy macaroni, a devastating knee smash. And now he grapples again. Countered by Devlin Vile. Devlin putting in those punches to the face of Super Nerd, but he counters. Super Nerd. Snapmare, trying to go for a chin breaker, but again the referee calls for the rope break because Devlin was too close to the ropes. Devlin Vile with a rake to the eyes of Super Nerd. Trying to go for a back grapple, but it gets countered by the king of nerds, Super Nerd. Super Nerd with the face crusher on Devlin Vile, and he's ready to end this match. Picks up Devlin. Super Nerd with the grade point average on Devlin Vile, and he goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a 3. Super Nerd in his return gets the victory over Devlin Vile. Super Nerd with an impressive win over not Super Nerd, but Devlin Vile. Many apologies. Yes, Super Nerd letting the crowd know that he still got it. Even in his time off, he still has what it takes to be a champion here at MWE Clash. Devlin Vile not doing so well, because he thought in his mind that he would take on Super Nerd, but in the end, Super Nerd came out on top. Your winner, the king of nerds, Super Nerd. We will be right back with more action here at MWE Clash. So my great suggestion to all you YouTubers out there is to do not go anywhere or else.